forgot to turn on my microphone. So I am just playing around this morning. Um, Dang it, I wasn't quite prepared. Get myself prepared here. Let's go live chat. Okay, so that I can see y'all if you hop in. If not, that's fine. I'm still going to be playing. So, if you don't know me or I've never told you, years ago, my husband used to be a professional painter. Good morning. And so he had this thing, and where's the plastic thing? This thing banging around in his truck for years from Sherwin-Williams. And I confiscated it, I don't know, a couple years ago. And it has all these amazing strips with color. So I've been making tags out of them just because. And what I've done is I've gone and cut them in half. I can use the longer ones too, but I cut some of them in half and I started making some tags with them. And they're kind of fun because your colors are kind of set for you. And so that's what I'm doing. And I thought, you know what, let me just turn on the camera and kind of share the journey. And trust me, my desk didn't look like this a couple of minutes ago. So I've got a green one, and the back, I just left the back. I've got a pink one, I left it. Got a yellow one, yellow orange, and I painted the back with some gesso, but not too thick, so you can still see through, because some of them it's upside down. And then this one I put a book page, and so that's kind of a tan one. I think it was in the yellow family. Got one in the blue family, and it's got a book page on the back, and then little red one, and I left the back. So now I need to grab another color, and I think I want to go in the teal family here. And you can see that the text here is upside down. So no problem. I have my little sanding tool. Let me just grab, if I can, something to sand on, because you can see I've already got a mess here. I didn't clean up completely. I'm just going to sand these off, just like so. And I don't care if the color spreads, because obviously I'm going to be collaging on here. And sand that down. Now the words are gone. Yeah, those smaller ones are cool. I didn't know what to call these because they're not exactly chips. They're more like strips. But whatever. And what I've done, like for instance, with this little green one, is I decorated the whole thing, and then I just cut off the bottom and kept this as just a little something to tuck in, I can glue more stuff to. Um, and I've taken out a bunch of feathers that I made years ago. And again, I'm trying to use what I have and not get out new stuff if I can help it. I've got a whole bunch of these feathers. And then I took out my all my Tim Holtz collage papers. Oops, this string is caught on something. Dang it, Bobby, get over here. I don't know what that string is for. I do all sorts of crafts, so I think I'm gonna go with this one here. I love this Ferris wheel. So I'll just take my ruler. Now, I don't know what a Ferris wheel has to do with feathers. Nothing really, other than you're both flying. And I'm going to go ahead and tear this piece off. Come here, you. Oh, hands don't want to work this morning. And get it, fairly even. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I think I only want to, I think I want to take part of this off. And let me see. I don't want to cover up a lot of my blue because it's pretty. I think I'll go there with it. And this is just a background. And I don't think I even want that much. Let me see. Maybe I want it on the other side. I don't know. I don't know. I really like that little postmark though. I think I'll go right about here, right about halfway in between. Yeah, but it's just it's a bonus live. It's just, I was in here doing this. I made a decision this morning that I am going to play today because I've been working, and or watching TV, watching TV, watching TV. Been kind of depressed. Nothing to worry about. Just normal old people depression, I guess. So I'm just using Mod Podge because it's cheaper than the alternative and it works great. And let's just lay this on here like so. And friends, it's Mod Podge, not Mod Podge. I hear a lot of people calling it Mod Podge, and it's hard not to, but it is Mod Podge. And I don't care that I got some blue up there. I don't even know that I'll use that part. I might cut that part off. I'm just letting this be a freedom project. So yeah, sometimes if I'm working in here and I feel like it, I'll turn on my camera, or I remember, or I feel like it's worth showing. So these are dirty. They banged around in his work truck for years. And that's good. I'm glad they are. Now, if I was going to cover the back, I would have done that first. Just because that's the smart thing to do. Yeah, it is great medicine for that. You're right. I'll go ahead and give this a dry. And when you dry this stuff with Mod Podge, it will bubble up. I don't care. Bubble. Bubble away. I need to get this little excess piece out of here. I don't know. That might be useful. It might not. Let's put the lid on my Mod Podge. Can you see it bubbling? It starts to bubble up. But it'll lay back down. That's sticky. It's sticky while it's hot, but it becomes unsticky after you take the heat off and it cools down. Oh yeah, the collage papers are great. I love them too. I have, I think I have all the Tim Holtz ones, and I have a few of the, are they Dina Wakley or Diane Redley? I think they're Dina Wakley. Yeah, they're Dina Wakley's. I'll cut that excess off a little bit later. So now it feels nice and crunchy. I'll zoom in a little bit, but I don't want to zoom in too much. Now let's look at these feathers and how I might utilize them on here. Like this one. Maybe there. Okay. So I've decided that I'm going to make this just the colors and cut this top off. But first I want to clear off the excess. Best I can. Sometimes it doesn't rip as nicely as I wish it would. And that has everything to do with my grip ability. But you can always take your sanding tool and just sand it right off. If you don't have one of these, I highly recommend it. They're also great if your die cuts start to get hairy because you need new plates on your die cutting machine. It's great for sanding that hair off. Okay, so I've got those. Let me see. I know I took out my fabric scraps and put them somewhere. Oh, yeah. Uh, Here we go. Let's see what's in here. So it's become stink bug season again because it's gotten warmer. So I got myself stink bug yesterday in my trap. Let's see if I have anything in the teal range in here. I don't think I do. But, ooh, what's this? I used to quilt, so I have a gazillion scraps. Let's cut that top off. Use an emery board. I would too if I could find mine, which I never can. So I'm gonna cut this off right here, and I'll save this piece just for a tiny piece of ephemera, and decorate it later. And there's a tiny sliver of white on the end of this I don't want. These are fun too because they're curvy. They've got these little curves on them I love. Okay, okay, now back in the bowl. I want to shape that so I have handy dandy tag corner cutter. And I think this one I will have this kind of a hole. I don't know how long I'll be live because, it's morning. I have stuff to do, but I just thought I'll turn on the camera. People pop in, great. If they don't, that's fine too. Okay, so far I'm liking. Where is my inking? Now I'm gonna ink this fabric so that it looks older and dingier than it is. And it's very old. I haven't made quilts in a very long time. But you know a hoarder when you see one and they've got a jar full of scrap. I have a jar full of threads somewhere too. Just the stray threads. Let's ink this up. Get it dirty. And mostly I always ink with Vintage Photo, and that's because it's a reddish brown tint and I'm kind of a warm color kind of person. The walnut stain is a little bit more neutral. It's definitely darker, but I like this. Let me see how I want to do this. And I may sew on these later, so I'm keeping that in mind. If I decide I want to get out my sewing machine. Let me think about this. Okay, so I'm going to take my Mod Podge. I'm going to grab something to work on. A little piece of scrap. And I'm going to do something to this. Where did it? There it is. A whole week for presidents? Woo! I'm so glad that you're here. So I'm going to coat my little piece of fabric in Mod Podge. Both sides. And it doesn't need to be so thick. Kind of clean that up a little for a second. Try and put it back in the bowl, but it probably won't go back in the bowl, so I'll just leave it there. And I'm going to take and start to dry this piece of fabric and shape it how I want it. I get sticky in this process for sure. And let me see, I think I want to use my lower heat tool. need a I need my fingers to not stick to it. So what I need is a little silicone tool. Let's see if I can find one. There we go. And then as that dries, it'll harden. I want these to be kind of lay a little bit flat because if it's a tag, then it needs to fit into a pocket or a belly band. Now that's looking more like a little leaf. That's kind of my goal there. Albeit a strange leaf. Now let me just quickly, I want to be able to still use what's left of this Mod Podge. I don't want to waste it. I'm just going to let this sit and cool for a second, then I'll run some more heat on it. But let's do, you know what? Where is the tag I'm working with? Now I can't find it. I moved it and oh, there it is. I think what I'll do is cover the back. And let's do anybody that has any issue with the destruction of books, look away. It was a book that was going to get thrown away anyway. Now I'm putting the Mod Podge on this instead of the tag so that I don't get goo on, you know, the colored side. Oops, I'm just making a hot mess here. Flip it over, and I'll usually take my brayer to it to kind of just smoosh it out and make sure it's nice and burnished down. It's getting goopy because I have my heat over there. Now I can tear one side, but the curvy side doesn't like to tear. And I don't have to keep the curves. I can cut them off too if I want to. But I want to save as many of these words as I can too. The Pixie and the Grocer. Okay. These were Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales, a book that I got for $1 at Sally Army. I didn't do a very good job tearing that, did I? Since it was thin coat, it dried pretty quickly. Let's cut that out. Well, thank you. Okay. Age that up a little bit more than it already is. Well, you just can't please everyone, so if you're offended by my book tearing, so sorry. Okay, there, I feel much better about the process. It's getting dry. I'm going to finish drying it now. Just fold that in half and put it over there. Over there. Let's use the fast heap tool now. Ow, 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 that's hot. Hot, hot, hot. And sticky. Very sticky. Hey, Christy. Good morning. Hey, Linda. Oh, thanks. Let's straighten this guy out a little. So we got a leaf. Look at this feather. Ooh, that's a pretty one. Got a feather. 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 I like that. I do. Oh, de-dope, de-dope. Okay, do I want to? Yes, I do. I'm going to grunge those up. And now that this is cool, it's pretty stiff. And I can grunge up my edges here. Oh, I love it. What's so fun about these is how the colors can kind of guide how you embellish it. And you can go analogous, you can go, just go your way, man. Have fun with it. But if I'm watching your video, if you go with colors that don't go, I might yell at you. But just because I think they don't go doesn't mean they don't go. So keep that in mind. So if my grumpy self comes out, ignore me. Ignore me. Oh, you guys. So I put up a bunch of stuff on eBay. And that's been a lot of fun, but yeah, there's a lot of babysitting to do and shipping and stuff like that. Okay. Yeah, I do want to keep most of the decoration towards the bottom. So grab my glue. I'm tempted to staple that on, but if I want to stitch later, then, I have to be careful of the staple. So I'm only going to put glue on the bottom part here. Just stick that down, and then I'll stick the little feathers down, and then I'll find a word, and that one will be done. So, as you know, or maybe you don't know, if you don't follow my junk journal series, I am building a journal from the inside out. So I'm making all the ephemera, and then and pockets. I've made several pockets since my last live session. So ephemera and pockets and tucks and belly bands. And then I will build the pages. And then I will, build the signatures. And then I will build the cover around all that. So for one thing, I don't have a big fatty journal. I am PSP user. I've been on eBay for since 2001, I think, but I don't that was just kind of a freak thing and then I just kept the account. But I'm selling jewelry and I have some Tim Holtz dies on there right now. I'll be putting more stuff on there, but we ran into a situation where we need to come up with quite a bit of money pretty quickly. So I think I want to build up because I'm bothered by that straight line. Sorry, not sorry. It just bugs me. I don't know why. Yeah, and then there's a bunch of retired Trinity stamp stuff that I'm probably going to list because I can't really use it for the videos anymore because they don't sell it. Oh, there's a little yellow one I think needs to go on here. So I cut out a bunch of these leaves years ago and they've just sat there untouched. And I've walked past them a kabillion times a day. So today I just grabbed a handful of them. Oops, that upside down. Or feathers. They're either leaves or feathers. It just depends on how you want to see it. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that composition. Okay, now. think let's get the Timmy words out. You guys know I'm trying to use these up. Okay. That's an inspirational word. Find your loveliness. I like to. These kind of have a little bit of a pink undertone, so I want to chill that out a little bit. And of course, I'm going to have to, put ribbons and whatever in the tops. I feel like I need something solid right here. Let's see here. What have I? What did I do with it? Mike collects all this stuff too, and so he brought me. Do I want a cow on there? Maybe. I love this little fish, but I'm saving that for something different. No, I don't see anything there that I really particularly want to. Oh, I know. I know. I know. Where was I? Yes, I was approaching retirement because I knew what a huge loss of income it was going to be. Do I want a dragonfly? That would be pretty, but boy, it would be a lot of sticking out, more sticking out, I think, than I want. So when you try to put your tag in the pocket, you don't want it to get caught up on stuff and break your design. Let's see what I have in this box. And I have a bunch of boxes like this. I have a green button, but I don't feel like green is going to be the ticket. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, here's one of these little geodes I made years ago. The color doesn't quite go with what, oh, this one does though. Okay, we're gonna put that geode on there. And I have a video from probably 4 years ago on how I make these fake geodes. Um, and two, it took me, Maddie, it took me a year or so just to adjust to the fact that, because when you're in the grind, you're in the grind. Just to adjust to the fact that I didn't have to do anything. And I got kind of depressed, and I still have a little bit of that depression, but it's also situational. Sometimes there's just crap going on in your life where, yeah, we'll just put a paper clip here just for the heck of it. And there's another tag done. Yeah, I like the way that geode looks on there. It just, you probably can't see the sparkle on camera, maybe a little bit. All right. Let's pick another color. What do you guys think? In the chat, you can see that I have kabillion colors to choose from, and these are just the ones I've cut in half. Yeah, see, when I worked at Verizon, they didn't allow that. You had to work full time. There were no part-time positions. I know Maddie likes blue. I've got plenty of greens. Let's see here. I've got some lavender. I haven't done a purple one yet. I have this beautiful purples. Maybe we should do a purple one. What do you guys think? Purple? And how do I want to approach this one? Maybe this is going to be a pocket. Mm, like across the bottom or a side pocket. Yeah, side pocket. I'm gonna cut that off. I have yellow, yes. I've already done a couple of yellow ones. I did this one is yellow. It's got the yellows. This one, it's got kind of the yellow oranges. I do have yellow. Um, Tons of it. I mean, these are just the ones I've cut in half. I still have all these strips. And I have a ton of neutrals. I have a ton of super brights. I have glossy finishes. Just look at little notes. That's my husband's handwriting. I recognize it. I don't recognize that one. That must have been my son or one of his workers. So we had a painting business, and there's a lot of leftover stuff. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was cutting this little extra tag bit off. And then I'm gonna cut off the little excess white. So if the words are, okay, so if this is going to be a pocket going this way, I think you can barely even see the words. Well, you can kind of see them. I think I'm going to leave those alone, but I'm going to pull my color wheel here and decide if these are in the red violet or the violet family. I feel like they're red violet. Yeah, I feel like they're more in the red violet. So if I look at the opposite, it's going to be green. Or if I want to do a complementary, it's going to be, or a split complementary, it's going to be yellow and green. If I want to do a triad, which I like triads, then we're going to do blue, green, and yellow, orange. Okay. Let's do that. Or not. Or not. Maybe monochromatic. I don't know. I don't particularly want any of these. I like my batik ones better. And I have some beautiful purple batik scraps. Now, a pocket you can embellish pretty thickly. Yeah, that's why I retired at 61, Vicky, because I was so burnt out and stressed out from my job. I knew I was going to get sick. And I was sick, and I still am. But wait, maybe this one. Maybe ooh, isn't that gorgeous? I love my batiks. So if we needed yellow, and we do. That's too green. It looks yellow away from there, but when you lay it on there, it's got a green tone to it. That one does too. Interesting. Okay, wait, here we go. Oh, this is the same one, isn't it? Oh, I like that. But I actually need a more pronounced yellow. But this was an old dress that I bought that I outgrew years ago. Yes, I'm still growing. It's just sideways. What did I say? Oh, I think I said the other was green. Oh, it was teal. Okay. This is so wrinkly. Which is okay on one hand, but on the other hand, it kind of... Okay, let's do that. Oh, you have a... Okay. Oh my gosh. Now, I hope all is well. Now, I don't mind if all of my pockets are strange looking, and my plan, theme-wise for this journal is no theme. Just willy-nilly. Like my life. I'm just going to hold this for a few moments just to, because when I try and trim it, I don't want it to fall off. Okay, that is just on the seam allowance there. So let me just glue down the seam allowance as well. Where is my coffee? Do you guys see it? I need some coffee. I thought I brought it in here with me. Hang on one second. I'll be right back. Still warm. Okay. I'm gonna leave the seam allowance. Oh, I got it crooked there. No, I know. See if I can straighten that out. And backside of this one won't matter because it's going to be a pocket. Scissors. These are horrible for cutting fabric, by the way. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Especially thin fabric. Smother those a little bit. Save those bits. Ooh, I like that. So there's something to be said about being a hoarder. When you pay, I mean, anybody that sews and particularly likes to do quilts knows how expensive this stinking batik material is. Real batik. It's very expensive. Okay, so how many? Well, I'm just going to let that sit there while I play around with my little feathers. What I'm trying to do here is cover these white lines. Let go of my finger. Come here. Dang it, Bobby. It flew away from me. Come here. It's a little on the blue side. I know I have a ton more over here. Yes, I do. Oh, look, here's a nice dark teal. If I do that, I'm going to need something in the middle there because otherwise I will lose my mind. Oh, so I have my dragonflies. Oh, I have a purple one that I haven't built. What about this guy? I think I may like that. Maybe not that exact configuration, but, and then I have some extra little wings. What I can do. I'm crazy, right? Let's trim that off. It's out of my way. Put that back in the bowl. I want to go in with my seedless preserves. Nah. Let's go with Villainous Potion, Dusty Concord. Because these are more of a dusty color. Yeah. I need to get more of these blender tools. This is kind of, mostly I'm just wanting to cover up the white. Blend that down a little. And then go over top of it with my vintage photo ink. Thanks, Maddie. get that a little dirty. Okay, so, and my whole purpose for these wings is just to kind of add a basis so that this is like a centerpiece. Maybe I want this wing on this side, and yeah, I think I want to do that way so that you know, they stand out a little bit more against that other purple. Do 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 do. You gotta let it ride. I don't know why that song is stuck in my head. Don't know. Don't know. It's there though. Nothing I can do about it. Oh, I got glue everywhere. That's okay. That's okay. Don't be mad. Try and wipe it off while it's still wet. This has a little bit of a kind of a slick surface to it. Okay, now for the feathers. Get you peeking out of there. I am doing this sort of halfway symmetrical. Oh, I forgot to ink that one. Oh, well. I'm not going to ink it after it has glue on it because, well, actually I could. I could just go in and make a mess. So what? Let's go. See, these are the same feather, so I'm trying to make them look just a little bit different, other than they're different colors of each other. Oh, yes, I like that. You can see I have enough of these paint chip things to last me a lifetime. Any more over here that I would rather. Oh, look, this one has a little bit of purple in it. Oh, perfect. How lucky and serendipitous is that? So these were just a bunch of backgrounds that I wasn't happy with, or yeah. And so I just one day sat and cut them all out. I don't even know which die this was. I don't remember. Yes. 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 Do like that. These little dragonfly wings are vellum, some translucent vellum. Would you let it ride? Yeah. Hey, let go of my finger. Let's see. Here's another one with typeface on it. Oh yeah, love it. Oops, good. Don't move, mister. I have to hold things. Let's go ahead and build this out. And some of them I'm just forgetting to ink, and I'm not mad. I don't care. Would that make a neat pocket? Could tuck tags or envelopes or whatever into it. Now, okay, now I got a new song, Partridge Family, friends. Green one. Oh, nice. I've got a little purple one. I'm so happy I finally used these. I think it needs some little dots. So how do I want to make my dots? Let me think about that. I think just a gel pen. Oops, you're gonna quit working on me, you little turd. So almost like an evening sky. Good evening, Tina. That's a lot of good information. So now that's got to dry the rest way, but there's a pocket ready to go. There's the purple. So now I've got a purple one, a teal one, a blue one, a yellow orange, a yellow. So you got to imagine something tucked into there. A green. Oh, that'd be cute in there. And a pink. And this one is in still, yeah, I can imagine that I'll stitch right along here and maybe up along the sides and maybe down the dragonfly. Okay, one more. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's P like Paul, S like Sam, P like Paul, PSP user. And that stood for Paint Shop Pro back in the day before I learned Photoshop. And also, my name is on the Paint Shop Pro software as one of the developers. Because they had a new system where they used a specific language, computer language, called Python, that you could make presets, so much like what's called an action in Photoshop. So here's another yellow Linda. Ooh, I like the name right there, the full moon. Let's play with that one. I'm sleepy. And are we allowed to sing that song? I don't know. Oh no. Let's see here. I have this matte stuff. I love this. This is like old school Tim. And I think I want to, I'm gonna do my tearing in a different way here on this one. And I don't want a bunch of it. So I'm just gonna squeeze some water out. Come on, squeeze out. Squeeze. You almost have to squeeze as you go and you're doing this. Well, you didn't tear like I planned. Probably because I can't see what the heck I'm doing. Oops, dang it, Bobby. Weren't supposed to do that. That didn't work out very well at all, did it? That's okay. Is there a space? No, it's all one word. Yeah, I'm gonna like that. Okay, okie dokie. See, find my little brush. Let me just pile these up so that I don't get crap on them. I don't, my wet ones, I don't want to pile up just yet. Those, I like to give them a good couple of hours to dry before I start putting them in a pile. Getting myself quite a pile of tags though for my little journal. I think I'm going to do the back of this before I could do that. Although I do like what it says back here. I don't know why. I think I won't. I think I'll leave it. I think I shall leave it. Okay. Where was I? Right here. I need my little. That's pretty dirty. All right. I can do this without getting too much mess on my. This stuff cleans off. It's not a big deal, but you can see from all the scrubbing that all my lines are starting to wear off. And I would use, fake bristled brush, but I like the fact and using this brush, I don't have to clean it. I mean, you just pick off the excess. It makes life so much easier. Because I forget, and I've ruined so many brushes forgetting to clean them. Might have to do a little trimming on that one. Stop. Quit moving on me. Try and be careful not to rip it. So, to my Asian friends, Happy New Year. Hope you had a good New Year's Eve and New Year yesterday. My friend sent me a picture of their family's altar slash feast. Like I don't know the proper words for it, but it was so cool. So much stuff. All right, let's give that a dry. Oops, I got a feather stuck to it. Ow, hot. Okay. Thank you, Tina. I'm just gonna clean up some of this glue because I don't want to completely wreck the back sides of my little paint strips or whatever they are. So that was alcohol, rubbing alcohol that I just sprayed on there. Okay. So now I can take my little sanding tool, just sand off this excess. I almost need a new disc for this from sanding the paint. So I've been rewatching Game of Thrones. Don't ask me why. I'm just bored. I can't find anything to watch. And I forgot how much I hate all the fighting scenes. I love all the dramatic stuff. I just don't like all the noise. Like when they're sword fighting, all the clank, clank, clank just makes me nuts. But I do like the story. And I know the end sucks, but that's okay. This is a little longer than I wanted. Okay. 12 boxes of sticky rice cake. Good morning, Frida. I've never had sticky rice cake. I'm not sure if I've even ever had sticky rice other than when I made it wrong. You know, my rice in general. But I know there's a way. I bought myself a little mini rice cooker now, though. I'm afraid of leftover rice, so I don't like to cook a bunch. I used to, I'd cook 2 cups of rice, which, is going to net you 4 cups, which is quite a lot, and just eat the leftovers, but now I'm scared of them. Let's get this dirty back here a little bit. Dirtier than it already is. Again, when stuff bangs around in a work truck, it's been exposed to all kinds of things. In fact, I believe this needs some spilled coffee on it, huh? I haven't watched House of Dragons yet. Um, but I've noticed too that they have a Knights one that is like a precursor, and then I've heard that there's going to be a sequel that is much more in the future. You know what I think I'll do with this is I think that I will add some texture. Let me pick a stencil. I like that friendly yellow, butter up, June Day. Those are all really nice. I want feathers like that, or leaves. Do I want a more abstract design? I wish that I had a little words one. I do have one, but it's really in terrible. Well, it's not terrible. Let me get it out. I should stop being mean to my stencils. You guys aren't going to be able to see, but part of this big bucket of stencils. I used to have them all nice and organized, but now they're just a hot mess again. Organized by company. Colorful Life. It wasn't Colorful Life. It was not that. Now you know why I was avoiding using that stencil, because I have to try and find it. Ooh, let's get these out. These are good stencils. Bum, 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 bum. There's all my Trinity ones. Looking for the words one. It's not Pink Fresh. It's not Hero Arts. It's not Brutus Monroe. It's not Lavinia. It's not Honeybee. These are generic, but they're not what I'm looking for. Simon Says Stamp. Catherine Fuller. Tailored Expression. Handmade by me. I should just make another one. But I know I didn't like throw it away. I wouldn't do that. I don't throw anything away. Bricks. Where is the words one? Nowhere. I need a better system. I do. I need a finder system like Elizabeth has. There it is. Like, oh snap. I just dumped that over sideways. Okay. Way to go, Idaho. Now let's see if I can figure out what the right direction is. This looks like the right direction. I think I don't like this one because the stuff tends to go underneath. Well, bye, Lori. Take care. Where is my spready tool? Anyone will work. I don't care. Yeah, it was a bad placement of those. Uh-oh, it's backwards. Maybe. Yesterday, I was sitting there. I don't know what I was doing in my room, cooking, cleaning, watching TV. I don't know. And I heard this loud boom, like an explosion. I go running outside, and I couldn't figure out where it was coming from, but there's a fire truck coming down the road. But fire truck disappears, nowhere near where I heard the explosion. But what I saw, oh, look at, I never cleaned this very good the last time oh, that's a piece of tape on there. Well, how about that? I don't know why that's there, but that might be an interesting, since it's dirty and grimy, might be an interesting element. So apparently we had a neighbor pass away, and I didn't know her because I don't, look at, this is cool. I don't go out and get to know my neighbors. I'm just bad that way. Anyway, I like that. Um, apparently they dropped a giant dumpster in front of her house because nobody's been over there to like do anything. Okay. Now it shouldn't take too long for that texture paste to dry. I like that. I like the little fingerprint in there too. And let's help that. Let's help that along a little bit. Oh, snap. Do not. Oh my gosh, you guys. I have this right here. Dumped the whole thing over on my floor yesterday. I was so mad. You do something like that when you're in the middle of something else, and there's no choice but to pick it up because otherwise I'm going to roll my chair over everything. I had them in binders, but I don't have any place to store the dang binders. I guess they could go in that little spot. I don't know. I have all my Simon Hurley stencils all in their own little spot. That stuff dries pretty quickly, particularly since it's kind of old. And then let's get let's get forest moss. I can find it. That's not it. That's not it. Not it, not it. Got peeled paint, walnut stain. Where is my forest moss? It's probably living in another spot on the edge, living on the edge. Huh. This must be it. Yep. No, that's scorched timber. Maybe I used it all. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I guess so. Can I drop a link? Maybe. Let me see. I don't know if I can find myself on my Mac because my mouse is buried. Let's see here. Hang tight. If I go in Chrome, it might find me. Let's go. I need a keyboard. Okay, let's go over to eBay. Go to my eBay. Continue. It is to the right one. See, it wants me to text me a code. I don't want to. I don't want, first of all, I don't have my phone in here. I almost never have my phone in here. I have a pass key. Shoot. I gotta go get my phone. Hang on, guys. Okay, where is it? Okay, save device. It's using your. Make sure this was you. Yes, it was me. Well, where's this pin? Hang on. I think that's it. Wrong input. Force. Sorry, guys. I can't on here. I don't want to do all that. Hang on. Let's see if it'll let me sign on. Okay, there I am. Oh, somebody made me an offer for my Franciscan china. Oh my goodness. No, that's somebody trying to sell it to me. Okay, let's go to me. I'm not sure how do I share this. Try and figure out how to share it. Well, here's a link. Try that. And if you're there and you already found it, I can't see you because I'm over here. Well, I said send. That should take you to my eBay page. And I'm glad I took that time because I'm not entirely sure that I want to use forest moss, but I kind of think I do. It looks like I need to get some more. I'm not going to do it too dark. Okay, do you guys see my water anywhere? There it is. kind of get it in between those little. Ah, you're welcome. No, I have a PlayStation that I should probably sell. It belonged to my son. He passed away 5 years ago, and I still have the PlayStation. And I don't use it. I'm not a game. Well, let me back up on that because I do play Pokemon Go every day. Every day. But other games, no. Once in a while, I'll play Bejeweled while if I'm at the doctor's office stuck waiting. But definitely not a hardcore gamer. I like the little bit of texture that gave, but it's very wet. So let's give it some heat. Do you guys see my heat tool? Where'd it go? Huh. Oh, I hung it back up where it goes. How about that? So I have a bunch of Franciscan china that belong to my mother-in-law. It is the desert rose pattern. Listen, friends, I'm not china kind of people. I'm more of a paper plate kind of gal. Or actually, I love my Corelle, plain white Corelle plates. Because if I drop and break one, I'm not heartbroken. See, I got the back of that pretty dirty, but I'm not mad. Let's do a little bit now of gathered twigs, I think. Now, what do we have here? I'm looking to see. I just received some bids. Okay, somebody went for the tennis bracelet. Okay. I like this. I like this. Let's let this run down this way a little bit. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Gathered twigs is one of my favorites. Again, it's kind of more in the reddish brown category than a bluish brown or a greenish brown. And then I have a lot of Indian not artifacts, they're not like from 1800s or anything, but I have a lot of vintage Indian or Native American jewelry that belonged to my grandmother and then my mother. And listen, friends, I'm not sentimental about it because, for like when my grandmother, when she bought them, she got a good deal and she bought them, at the reservation when she was traveling. But I know that I can't take it with me and I need money right now, so it's the best way to go. Yeah, I like me some texture on here. Just get rid of the stuff so that it's less stuff that my kids have to deal with or whoever deals with. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about yesterday when they came and dropped that dumpster off and that lady that passed away. If there's nobody there to gather her stuff, It's all just gonna go in a stinking gigantic dumpster. So what's the difference? Frida, I'm just making tags and pockets out of these paint strips. So working on my junk journal. So even though I work with yellows, I feel like this might be kind of cool on here. So that's going on there. It's going down, friends. But I'm not going to decoupage it on there. I'm just going to glue it down with another, as part of a cluster. So I'll leave one side open so I can tuck things under if I want to. Come get off my finger. And some are grungy and some are fancy. Again, I'm not going with any particular theme on this journal. Yeah, and I mean, I know that my sons, at least one of my sons, not all of them, values kind of family um heirloom stuff. My son Mac likes that kind of stuff. Yeah, I like that. Let's see. I'm just using up scraps, my friend. Just using up scraps. I made the other day. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably already saw it. But let me see here. So you can see how I've got little bits of paper laying all over my desk that would probably just get thrown out. I made a collage just out of the little leftover bits that, I was cleaning up. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just play around with this stuff. And I made myself a little collage. But honestly, the stuff, like particularly the jewelry, I don't want the word showing in. I don't care if they're upside down. Um, it's not, doesn't have any real sentimental value, but it has monetary value, and that's where I'm at right now, friends. You know what? I think I'll get out. Oh, do not, you're not allowed to get out more stuff. I forgot the rules. A part of a tag here. What else do I have? And this is the stuff that was on the floor that was completely unsorted, so I just grabbed it and threw it in this box. Yes. Nice. Nice. That's a Tim Holtz, I can tell. So I had a family cookbook that I gave to my son. I'm looking for my household searchlight cookbook. It's supposed to be around here somewhere, but I may have given it to one of my kids and just forgot that I gave it to him. It is the one that has my mother's 5-year-old fudge fingerprints on the fudge page. And then on the page of those, they're called rosettes, and you have a special little iron. Yeah, well, she used the iron on the page. So that's on it, which I think is cool. Okay, I think we're just gonna call that a day on that tag. Let's see, how do I want to do the top? Okay, I think that I will stitch a piece of burlap or something. So we got a yellow, so far. And I'm gonna stop for the day because I have to go to the bathroom and stuff. I have a few chores that I have to do before I can come back and play some more. Um, do check it out over on the Trinity Stamps channel. I have a video out. Here's what we did together today. So you can see, I don't know how long I've been live on here, an hour and a half maybe. Is that all we did today? I think so. Yeah. You can see that it takes some time, but you know, if you are uninspired, go looking through or look for one of these because they're around. People sell them. You can go to the paint store and say, hey, do you have any old paint sample chips that come in? These were specifically made, you know, for painters and they're kept kind of in the store. But if you were in good with the store manager, they'd kick you one down. So, yeah, and like a lot of them, you can just cut off the little parts and just cut off the chips off the parts and collage just the chip. I know I have a pile of chips here that I cut off. Take the chips and make tickets out of them or what, you know, collage them onto something else. Do stuff with it. And I say that as they've sit here probably for 5 or 6 years untouched. Thanks for coming and hanging out if you did. And if you're watching the replay, thanks for watching the replay. Don't forget to, if you want to, leave me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below what you might do with some of these because I could sure use more ideas. I sure will. I sure will. And I do talk to her about once a week. I try to anyway. I hate to bother her, but I think she feels the same, so we just don't talk to each other. You guys know how that is. It's the same with my kids. I'm like, oh, Lee, I hate to bother them. And they probably feel the same way. And so neither of us bother contacting each other. Um, Not because we don't care, but because we do care. These make good tag hangers too. So anyway, y'all have a good day. Tina, have a good night. Get that mask off your face. Take care. Bye.